Why do we need Ofer? Why do we need a bio-stimulant fertilizer?
Yes, we need a bio-stimulant because you all bear with me that our forefathers were not using anything to grow their crops. It was just growing by itself because the soil was good. But with the introduction of chemical fertilizers into the system, it has really made our soil very porous, very difficult, and the climate change that we experience.
Are you saying then we shouldn't import?
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't import, but we should minimize our importation.
That our taste is the imported produce.
Exactly. So we need, that's why I say it starts from us.
I agree with you.
It starts from us. If you and I start buying local rice, I don't want to talk about any produce. I will end up spoiling some.
Okay.
You know, we growing up, Agric was like punishment. So that has embedded in our head already. It is now that the face of Agric, I will be very honest with you, in the last decade over, the face of Agric has changed. I think Africa is one of, for me, maybe because I was born here, in Africa continent and Ghana, but it's one of the best countries you can get everything organic, including the air we breathe. It's our human nature that is making things not go well for us. But if you say you are born in Africa, compared to other continents, I've been to some continents, not all, but compared to other continents, you see an African child, you see other continent child, you realize that if we talk about organic, this is an organic child.
Welcome back once again to the Africa Discourse channel. Like you know, we host the conversations that are shaping the future of Africa and the prospects of the continent. Today, joining me now in studio is a dynamic entrepreneur who has developed a product to help boost agriculture in the continent, in Ghana. Welcome to the discussion. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very great.
Could you maybe tell us your name for the benefit of the audience? I'm great myself.
Okay, I'm Deloris Enyo Awalime,
the
Chief Operations Officer of HJA Africa, makers of Ofer.
Okay, so I assume Ofer is a product.
Yes.
Okay, so
HJA.
What does it mean?
Okay, so HJA is an acronym for Henry Jane Abraham. Those are couples who have come together with the company.
Henry Jane Abraham.
Yes.
And then the makers of Ofer.
Yes.
So you're the what again?
Chief Operations Officer.
Operations Officer. What does Ofer do?
Ofer, it's a bio-stimulant fertilizer where it helps the crops and the soil at the same time. So it helps in flourishing, it helps in growth, it helps in yield, and it also repairs the soil.
Okay, let's take a pause here. Why do we need Ofer? Why do we need a bio-stimulant fertilizer? In the past, our forebearers did 100% organic. At this stage in life, at this point in life, with advancement of innovation and technology, why do we need that? Why can't we just do 100% organic? Because our forefathers did that and they lived long. But today we have the GMOs and the likes, and we're having a lot of issues.
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. Yes, we need a bio-stimulant because you all bear with me that our forefathers were not using anything to grow their crops. It was just growing by itself because the soil was good. But with the introduction of chemical fertilizers into the system, it has really made our soil very porous, very difficult, and the climate change that we experience. So you realize that if people plant, Ghana really live on a rain-fed agriculture. Without the rain, we can't grow anything. So most people have to wait for the rain to come. So when they put down a seed, it's not coming because the soil is already porous. It's very bad.
Well, did you say that chemical fertilizer makes the soil porous?
Over time of chemical fertilizer, using chemical fertilizer over time.
Okay. How was chemical fertilizers then introduced into
that one is an EPA issue to answer. That one is not for me to answer. But I will say that
it's concerning because again you're in the agricultural value chain,
sure,
and these are the challenges you see maybe that brought about the product refinement that you've built. But the question is, do we really, if we say we left the soil for maybe 1 year, will the soil get back to its natural tendency?
The soil will get back to its natural tendency, but you and I will go hungry. You understand?
We're already hungry in Ghana. Because we have enough arable vast land.
But we'll go more hungry. We'll go more hungry.
Okay, I hosted previously the Import and Export Executive Secretary, Association of Ghana Executive Secretary. And Ghana imports $300 million worth of rice every year.
Sure.
So we import already. Let's just import for a year and then get our
Well, usually, you see, let me use it as a child, okay? If you feed the child with just rice all the time, or even kenke all the time, it will get to a time where it's called kwashiorkor will start attracting the child because he doesn't have other proteins into the system. Now, if you want to change that, you can't use just a day to change it. You need to, even when we put on weight and we want to now lose weight, look at how we have to suffer over years. It's the same thing with the land. Treat the land as human being. You understand that you have to feed it. What you feed the land is what it gives back to you. So we have fed the land with chemicals over years, and it is giving us exactly what we are getting now in terms of even less yield because the soil is tired of what it's receiving, and the climate is not favorable to the soil as well. You understand? So it takes time to reduce those things to get back to normal. So even the 1 year you're talking about, I doubt if it's going to work.
Really?
So if we have to wait for the soil over years, that is why we are introducing crop rotation, where other things come into the soil to help boost the soil. But you need other things to also make it look well. Because as a child, if you are giving it just paracetamol to get well, the doctor will tell you need supplements, you need this, you need that to get the child to get
to be very honest, right? As much as I agree with you, I think that the introduction of new things have always been the challenge. Now, I'm not saying that it necessarily means that we don't need to introduce new stuff, right? We don't have to innovate the procedures or the processes. But too much innovation, then we begin to create, because I'm sure that the chemical fertilizers were innovations at some point.
I agree with you.
Right, but now we see the adverse effect of that innovation because, of course, when we innovate early, we don't really know what the effects are going to be. All right.
Yes.
So now, how can we do this without the need or the use for supplements?
Well, the only way is to live healthy if it's human being. So if it is the land, we need to just give the land back to how it used to be. And for me, I think the only way to do it is try to get another organic fertilizer or organic biostimulant to really work on the land to also get back to its
so how does an organic biostimulant work?
Sure. Let me explain to you how it works. You know, in Accra, they say something is called yebudidi. Yes, that's how it works. So when you apply it on the soil.
Please, for the benefit of our audience who are not Ghanaians, what does yebudidi mean?
Yebudidi, you know, people take appetizers, something to attract them to eat.
So that the stomach can, get navigated and be
exactly.
Right, okay.
Exactly. That's how biostimulant works. So when you apply it, it gives that soil that energy that it has to get, like an energizer. Then it opens the soils, how tight the soil is, it opens it up to attract a lot of nutrients, to make the soil work very well for the seed that you are putting down to grow. Exactly.
I see. And how often do you need to apply this for you to get to the richness of the soil now?
Well,
full production of...
Honestly, you can't get it within a short time. You have to be a regular user. You understand? If you are curing a medicine, you just don't take the tablet today and expect to be okay. You have to take all the dose to be okay. So for instance, if you are a pepper farmer, your application is different to get your land well. If you are a cocoa farmer, your application is different to get your land well. So depending on what crop you are doing, whether cereals, legumes, or vegetables, or tree crops, we have a way of teaching you so that whilst you're applying it to the plant, it repairs the soil. It also helps the plant to grow, and you get your needed results.
Okay. I have a challenge and I have a question.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm going to begin with the question first. So this is made organic from organic produce.
Yes.
Accessibility by peasant farmers, for lack of a better word. How much does it cost?
That's the wonderful part.
Peasant farmer access this product readily. Is it cost effective to them for their use?
Okay, so HJA Africa, we are impact first organization. Impact means that our main concern is the peasant farmers. We believe in the peasant farmer, the smallholder farmer. That is what we believe in. Of course, the commercial farmer is also our target. But Ghana has a lot of smallholder farmers or the peasant farmer. This is rightly made here in Ghana. So it's not an imported thing that we are going to say that it is an expensive
it's made
thing.
in Ghana?
It's made here, right here in Ghana. And it's being used, tested, and approved here in Ghana. So for us, if you see 1 liter and you are a maize farmer, you just need 1 liter for 2 acres. You are good to go.
For how many years?
No, for a season.
For a season.
And this 1 liter.
A season of a maize farm will be what, 6 months or 3 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the rain, anyway. So this is actually 65 Ghana cedis for 2 acres.
Okay, for the benefit of our audience, 65 Ghana cedis would be some...
$5.3.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you have your numbers. Right?
Yes, $5.3.
Okay, so for $5.3, a peasant farmer can get 1 liter of this produce, and it would help with the cultivation of their maize farm for a season.
Yes.
2 acre maize.
Yes. It does for the better for those who use hectare, 2.5 hectares.
Interesting. Again, just with the case of now accessibility, are there local remedies available that you say you are an impact-first organization? Are you teaching these farmers how to make this produce locally themselves? Because I'm going to just generally, right, some of the crops we cultivate can also act as stimulants or whatever you have, right? So are they, as an impact-first organization as you are, do you have plans, have you purpose that you can teach farmers how to make this produce themselves?
Honestly, we haven't got plans of teaching them how to do the fertilizer themselves. This is a wood vinegar fertilizer, so the process is different.
What does a wood vinegar mean?
We get it from trees.
Okay.
Yes, we extract it from trees.
Right.
So the process is different. It's not like the
You're
manure.
not contributing to deforestation?
No. So I will explain that.
Okay, please do.
Yes, let me explain it. So we partner with a company who is already doing something in deforestation and afforestation. You understand?
Yeah.
They do it and replace it.
Yeah.
So we do the offcuts.
Okay.
Do this, you understand? So we are actually conserving the forest so that the space can be clear for the afforestation. You understand? Okay. Exactly. So for us, it's difficult to teach farmers how to do it, but we've done it in a way that the farmer can access it easily. And it is very, very common in our market. That is not something you use and it is good, and then you say you cannot find it again.
So you are saying that a farmer in the eastern region can find this in the eastern region?
Yes, every region we have a rep, regional rep everywhere in the region. And we let me say that we work directly with the distributors. That's how we work. We don't.
So let's help. I'm in the village, a very remote village in the Ashanti region, right? In my village, there are no shops. There are no place you can get produce. You need to maybe walk 45 minutes or maybe say 1 hour before you can get to anywhere that is accessible, right? How do I access this product then?
Thank you very much. Like I mentioned earlier, we are impact first. Yes.
I love that.
So we go all the way to the last mile. That's how we work. So what we do is that you are the distributor for Ashanti region. Of course, for Ashanti, we have more than 50 distributors there. But let's say that you belong to a very local community. I am the distributor. What my team does is that they'll come to the distributor. Which communities come to buy from you very often? She gives all the communities. The team goes, we deploy the teams to go to the town and do marketing and then training and then technical support to the farmers there. So when we are going, we come to carry what we have given you. Over there, whatever sales we do there, we come to the distributor and give it to them.
Okay.
We don't sell directly to farmers.
To farmers, that's fine. Are there alternatives that could be used to stimulate the soil than this product?
Oh, well, there are so many alternatives, but the best is Ofer.
I'm not referring to product now. I'm referring to local remedies.
Oh, local remedies. Yes, one of them is the crop rotations I was telling you, maize cropping. Those things also help to stimulate the soil.
Yeah.
Because if you just planting one crop for a longer time, the soil becomes tired of it. But when you are mixing it with okra, granite, soya, you realize that the nutrients from them also helps the soil to grow. But it takes time to do that.
So you would say that, so let's assume that you are speaking to a farmer who has no idea about Ofer. And if they want to sustain the quality of their land, right? Your advice to them is to do mixed cropping.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
If they want to continue maybe doing mass production of maybe one generic crop
Produce. Yeah.
produce, then they need to subscribe to the use of bio-stimulants.
Sure. I agree with you on that.
Interesting. Now, how did you venture into this space? I mean, I'm curious now. What led you?
Okay,
Are you actively in the agricultural value chain? Do you do anything apart from just market your product, to sell your product, and be as an operation manager for your company? What do you do in the agricultural value chain away from that?
Okay, so like I said, we studied the agricultural value chain. We realized how the system was going. We also noticed that sicknesses that were not in Ghana, it's now all over. So we had to do a bit of research and realize that what we eat is actually what is causing us a lot. So we need to go back to what our forefathers were doing. And then we came up with this produce. Okay. Now, on the chain, we realized that from inputs to the last mile, that is the produce, and then they sell to the off-takers. What the farmers are really worried about is their inputs. That is, the input gives them the cost at the final point. And that means that when I'm going to buy my kenke, that was 2 cedis, 50 pesos, I end up buying kenke 10 cedis. Because the inputs from the maize people are high. So they sell the maize high. And then you buy the maize, you also have to buy other things to make sure you give me a kenke. So we sat down to look at what will happen. Now, another thing I need to let you know is that we are also a research-based organization. So we did a lot of research with our product, which is the Ofer. We came up with to see that it is one of the best that will help the farmers to have a reduced input for the things they are planting, so that you and I can go to the market and buy good things at a very cheaper rate so that we can consume. So on the chain, for us, we think we are the first point of call when it comes to inputs. Because without the inputs, the farmer, whatever he plants, doesn't really come out well.
Okay, let's track back a bit. Do we, what as Ghana and Africa, produce enough to feed our population?
Not enough, but we are okay, I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think.
If we are okay, then why are the costs of agricultural produce high?
The inputs are high. See, most of our inputs in this country is imported.
And that begs the question, why do we need inputs? If our forebearers could do it without inputs, and now you said, of course, fertilizers and the chemical fertilizers destroy the soil, but there are other local remedies, right? Why? Because I think about the countries we import the agricultural produce from that we consume. Do we know how they are grown?
Well, I don't think we have much knowledge on that.
So we just purchase and then consume?
Yes. It's markets, so they
Do
can't...
we have enough people in agriculture in Ghana?
Yes, we do. 40% of the population.
40%?
Yes.
In agriculture?
Yes.
40%?
Yes.
In agriculture?
Yes.
And then we don't have produce?
Yeah, that's the irony. That's it.
Very scary.
Yes, very
Do you
scary.
think we can solve the problem for production of agricultural produce in Ghana?
For production, one, I think I kind of side with the government's initiative of Feed Ghana. Everybody trying to do something small in your house. That's a first call. If we are able to have our mini garden back in our houses.
Now it starts with us because we
Yes, it starts with us, yes.
buy the imported product.
Exactly. We like to buy imported products. But if we ourselves will first psych our mind that let's eat what we grow.
Yeah.
That's the first call. Two, growing up, I used to see garden in my house a lot. But now, we teaching our kids how to do garden, we give them gadgets. And they are doing a lot of games and stuff rather instead of they doing garden on Saturday morning. So I suggest that we should have mini gardens in our house where we can get our usual things, the pepper, tomatoes, things that we do every day. Number three, we need to look at how we can patronize made in Ghana stuffs.
Made in Ghana stuffs are expensive.
They're expensive because we bring in the foreign one to compete with us.
Well, are you saying then we shouldn't import?
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't import, but we should minimize our importation.
That our taste rather is the imported produce.
Exactly. So we need, that's why I say it starts from us.
I agree with you.
It starts from us. If you and I start buying local rice, I don't want to talk about any produce. I will end up spoiling something.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What rice do you eat?
Local rice.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure I can mention the rice.
Please mention the rice.
Lizzie rice.
We are going to research it.
Lizzie rice. He's even here. Lizzie rice.
Okay, Lizzie rice, and you are doing it. Is Lizzie rice that good?
Yes, very, very
I think I'm going to start patronizing Lizzie
Please do
rice.
patronize Lizzie rice.
Okay, so if we start eating local, right, and buying African, then we can cut down on importation of goods and services that are actually not beneficial to our health.
Sure.
And I think I like the point you mentioned about replacing home gardening, cultural nuances that we've had each old long with the nuance of digital tools and services.
Yeah.
Because if we're able to get our kids to explore this earlier on, maybe we might be able to get more children deciding to go into farming.
I agree.
Do you have a son?
Yes, I do.
Does he like to farm?
On Saturdays, no, not farming. We do home garden.
Okay.
We do home garden. So on Saturday, they try to do what I'm doing.
Oh, I see.
And I have written their name on everybody has a name on it. So you are pepper, so you make sure this pepper grows. You are this, so you make sure this. So you make it fun for them. You understand? Of course, we growing up, Agric was like punishment. So that has embedded in our head already. It is now that the face of Agric, I will be very honest with you, in the last decade over, the face of Agric has changed.
It's changed to what? To be better? Or
to be better. Okay. To be very lucrative, to be very innovative. In some of the industries, you can even know where your produce you are eating is coming from by using traceability.
Yes.
You understand?
That's right.
But in the last 2 decades, Agric was like punishment. If they ask you, if you tell your child to go and do Agric in secondary school, it's like, why? You want me to come back and become a farmer? That's the concept we have. If you cannot discuss Agric with your parents in the house, because they feel like I'm paying school fees for you to become a farmer, because the farming industry was not lucrative. But now, people actually go to school to learn stuff around Agric because the system is becoming lucrative.
That's right.
And I think with the way it's becoming lucrative, we need to also change our mindset to suit it.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and then I think we're going to wrap up with this. Right. What inspires you about Africa?
Africa. What inspires me? Honestly, I think Africa is for me, maybe because I was born here in Africa continent and Ghana, but it's one of the best countries you can get everything organic, including the air we breathe.
Right.
It's our human nature that is making things not go well for us. But if you say you are born in Africa, compared to other continents, I've been to some continents, not all, but compared to other continents, you see an African child, you see other continent child, you realize that if we talk about organic, this is an organic child.
Thank you very much. I like that inspiration, by the way. Organic. Anyways, you're still listening to the Africa Discussion, you're watching the Africa Discussion, and we've had quite an extensive chat with the business operation?
Chief Operations
Officer for
HJA Africa.
HJH, which is HJA
Henry Jane
Abraham, right? The producers of Ofer, the bio-stimulant products that help agricultural produce thrive. You're listening again to the Africa Discussion, and I think we're going to draw the curtain here. It's been quite interesting learning about how we need to ensure that our soils are well bolstered up so that we can produce better for us. And thank you for sharing your perspective about the other things to ask you about. I'm sure maybe it sounded a bit like, I'm not ready for this. Okay. But it's good. It's good. We that. And we hope that this conversation we've had highlights critical lessons for you to learn, especially what you spoke about regarding home gardening and our parenting. I think that's quite important to highlight. But we believe strongly that at the Africa Discussion Channel, we will keep bringing you conversations that are informing, educative, and shaping the vision that builds the continent. Thank you very much. Again, I'm Richard Joseph, and please stay with us. I'll be right back. Bye.